I got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live, telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the majority of times they'll either take the or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids I do not want. And I don't give a what nobody think about it. You're not going to force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that's going to have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're going to be like, one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body and they think I want to be a father to a child for one of them? Like, I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible, he a deadbeat, don't take accountability. Yeah, I do. I just don't give a f. You ain't gonna force these children on me when I told you I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to or pay for a but at what point can I force a woman to go? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but I say, it's my life, my choice. Before y'all try to stitch this and be like, black man this, black man that, I don't give a f. I really don't. I honestly just learned what a vasectomy was 3 days ago when I started speaking on it. But when I figure out what that is, I'm not doing it. Then they asking why not wear a condom? I have worn protection a lot of times. These are just the instance when I have not. And unfortunately, it has resulted into the woman being pregnant. But ask yourself and ask your friends as a woman, when is the last time that you told a man to put on a condom? Because I have never in my 27 years heard a woman request me to put a condom on. And me being an irresponsible man, knowing that they feel better raw, if I'm not going to put a condom on, and if she not going to ask me, it would not be no condom. And another thing, y'all keep saying, I don't think he's telling these women he's not going to be a father after he have sex and accidentally get them pregnant. Do that even matter? Do I have to tell a woman to be responsible for her body? Do I have to tell a woman to commit to her before she have unprotected sex with him? Or do I have to tell a woman wait till marriage before she gives a man access to her body? It used to be a point in time where women actually value their innocence, actually value their virginity. But we do not live in that day-to-day, do we? Y'all want me to respect a woman's body more than she respected herself. So I, as a man, can prevent her from getting pregnant. Whatever a woman gonna allow me to do, I'm gonna do. Don't expect me to be irresponsible. Because if we both irresponsible, who's responsible for carrying the child for 9 months? It sure ain't no man. It sure ain't me. I don't got no remorse. I don't feel bad. That woman knew what she was doing when she laid down and slept with me. She knew the consequences. She knew the risk. And don't be trying to be like, oh, it's women with low self-esteem. It's women that's ghetto or ratchet, or it's hood women. My 7 baby mamas. And I don't even know why I claim them, just because it became a conversation. But some of them rich, some of them poor, some of them classy, some of them ratchet. Some got regular jobs, some got great jobs. So it's a woman on all levels that like me. And don't even try to speak on morals and respect, because we don't have the same definition of morals and respect. Stop trying to tell people they gotta hold me accountable or people like me accountable. The only person that can hold me accountable is my self. Stop expecting men or women to come talk to me. I'm a man. I ain't gonna listen to what you gotta say. And trust me, y'all think women gonna hear me talk and then stay away from me. They still gonna get this 8.5. Trust me. So I do not feel bad. I'm the most honest individual you'll meet. I do not have to manipulate no woman for no. Trust me.
Okay, I know that was a lot to digest. Okay, normally I play the video twice. I couldn't even do it. That was a lot to digest. Before we state the obvious about this conversation, what I want to say is I saw this video, literally just saw this video, and you know, I think it's ironic, right? That a lot of women, if a woman comes up on TikTok or one of these platforms and she says something like, "Oh, well, I have 7 children with 7 baby daddies," there's going to be a flock of women in the comment section like, "Oh, this is not her fault. What woman would decide to have 7 different children with 7 different men? This is obviously not her fault. Maybe she has childhood traumas. Maybe they led her on." Somehow the women always find a way to blame a man in this situation. Now, when it's a man saying that he has 7 children with 7 different women, people are like, "Oh, you're so irresponsible. Oh, you don't respect yourself. You don't respect women. You're immature. You're this, you're that." Why don't we have that same energy for women? Before, like I said, we state the obvious of this conversation. Why don't we have that same energy for women? Why is it that women can do anything, can do all things, can be irresponsible, immature, do things to the ill intent of their own children, and we look and we try to blame some man? But when it's a man, we want to hold that man accountable for his actions. But women should not be held accountable? Now, one thing that he said, a lot of things that he said, actually, I strongly agree with. One of those main things being, it is him and that woman who laid down to have a child, right? So it is technically a shared responsibility. However, one thing that we cannot debate is that women are the ones who decide who is born into the world. It is women. And if you know that you don't know this man from a can of paint, if you knew that you was just a quote unquote jump off, if you knew that this man was irresponsible, he done had maybe 5 kids already or whatever the situation is, if you knew that this was a possibility that you did not want to be pregnant by this man, you have multiple forms of birth control. I completely agree with what he said. He's like, I don't care because I'm not the one who's going to get pregnant and have to bear the burden of having this child. It might not be the information that you want to hear. It might not be, a sentiment or a statement that is like, "Oh, he's supposed to be a respectable man. He's supposed to do this." No, just because men do things and men step up to the plate when things go left does not mean that they have to. And I think that's where a lot of women get it twisted. A lot of women think, "Oh, well, he's supposed to do this." No, supposed to, what you would like him to do, and what he should do sometimes are 3 different things. Sometimes they're 3 very different things. Women put themselves into position and, when they're trying to go to him and say, "Oh, well, I don't believe that he told this woman that he did not want children," he doesn't have to verbally say it. A lot of women try to catch the man by getting pregnant. They think, "Oh, well, he's out here right now. I'm one of many right now. But if I get pregnant, I already know that's going to be my next tactic. That's how I'm going to try to keep him." Then they get their feelings hurt. Because now he don't even want to see you. He offer you the money for the little procedure. You don't even want to take it. Now you're cut off the list. Think about that. This rings true that there are women. I loved how he said that some of his women, successful, ghetto, ratchet, don't got no job, got a good job. Like, I love that he said that because this shows that multiple women are choosing a few percentage of men to procreate with. This shows that. This man is 27 years old with 7 children. We don't even know how old they are. They could all be born around the same year. Like, this shows that. So I like that part of the conversation too, because there's a lot of women who like to look down on other women like, oh, well, you know, you a baby mama and you this and you that, and that could never be me. Really? Because if you out there playing the same game with Pookie, what you think gonna happen? Anytime that you don't get pregnant, you don't realize that you was almost there. You was almost caught up. You almost got. I think it's very important that we have these conversations, because as much as women like to turn it back around and say, oh, well, he needs to be responsible. Oh, well, he could have used this too. Oh, well, he could have done this too. Oh, well, he should have been able to do. The only person that you can control is yourself. Only you. You can control who you're going to sleep with. You can control who's going to have access to your body unprotected. You control that. Not this person. This man does not seem like the type of person who is forcing himself upon anybody. As real as he's talking to the internet, I feel like this is as real as he communicates to his partners. I don't want a relationship with you. Men say, I don't want a relationship with you. And women here, I could fix that. Oh no, he thought he didn't want a relationship until I give him this, good. I know how to change his mind because I'm 101. I'm irreplaceable. Okay. Man says, I enjoy sleeping with you, but I don't want us to, go any further than this. I like this kind of relationship that we have. I like this sneaky link. I don't see a relationship with you. She said, if I become, his sneaky link of the year, if I pull up every single time he calls me and I cook for him while I'm there and I clean his house and I vacuum and I do all these things, I could change his mind. No, you can't. Men are very clear with what they want and who they want things with. You don't have to second guess. You don't have to wonder. If he wants you, he gonna make it known. He's not going to be playing no games. He's not going to say one thing and really mean another. That's what women do. That's a woman's trait. Women say one thing and mean another thing. When men talk, that's what they mean. I don't want you. I want you. They mean it. Their actions behind what they say follow. A lot of women are, calling this man, like he said, irresponsible. They're calling him all types of names and stuff like that. But when are we ever going to point the finger to the women who are the ones who are bringing these children into the world, raising them fatherless from situations that they knew wasn't going to work out, that they knew this man didn't want to be with them? When are we going to put the magnifying glass on them? A man is coming out saying he got 7 kids, 7 baby mamas. He's treating you how you present yourself to him. You the one who let him do this. That's why he doing it. None of y'all didn't stand firm and say, oh no, you don't have access to my body if you do this. Oh no, you can't do this if you don't put that on. Nobody didn't say that. And somehow in the conversation, the women are the victims and this man is the villain of the story. How? How? If it's a shared responsibility, how? As a woman of virtue, as a woman with strong self-respect, somebody having access to you in that way is not just a coincidence. Not something that could just possibly happen. Unless you intoxicated, inebriated, that's a whole different conversation. But a lot of women know what they're getting themselves into, and it's fun for them too until they get pregnant. Now they got to figure out, now it's hard for them to cope with the decision-making process of what they're going to have to do. Oh, I don't know if I could go through with that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, cut ties with my child. I don't know if I'm going to be able to live with the guilt. We always talk about getting there, but why don't we talk about the preventative steps before we get there? How come we never talk about the different forms that should have been used before you got yourself into that situation? How about we talk about that? Why is that never the focal point of the conversation? You know you out here. You know you doing this. You know you doing that. Why you ain't on birth control? Hello? Why aren't you protecting yourself again from what you could have control over? Why not? So you don't have to make tough decisions. How about, why are you just not out there like that? Why aren't you selective of who has access to you? Another really strong point that I wanted to make, this is what I was saying about stating the obvious, is that children nowadays is the least. Okay? And when I say the least, I mean there's things out there that once they got you for a lifetime. Some of them can shorten your lifespan. Like, there is real diseases out there that people like to look over and act like they don't exist. They do. They do exist. And every time you play that gamble of sleeping with somebody that you do not really know, even sometimes somebody that you do know, unprotected, you are at risk for things that are detrimental to your health, whether you are a man and a woman, and that is extremely irresponsible. The people who got away without getting something better thank their lucky stars, because that's not everybody's story. And I think that's another part, especially within our community, of a conversation that is necessary for us to have. Again, you women are walking around, laying around, and this man is blatantly saying, I don't have no respect for y'all. I don't. Because I didn't have to earn anything to earn you or to earn access to you. I don't respect you because you don't respect yourself. And why should I respect you more than you respect you? He's right. He's absolutely right. Self-respect looks like being selective of who has access to you. Self-respect looks like, okay, if we're going to do this, I need to see this, I need to do that, you need to put on this, you need to actually, matter of fact, let me go get it for you. Self-respect looks like having that kind of situation, having that kind of access in an active relationship with somebody. Not somebody that you just met yesterday. Women forget that men categorize women instantly. After a couple conversations, after they see you, they examine you, they know what box to put you in. Sometimes there's diamonds in the rough that they got to take out of one box and put into a next if they're willing to do the work. But most of the time, it's not their first rodeo. This guy, it's not his first rodeo. He could see a woman from afar and already know what kind of personality is based upon how many women he's already dealt with. They're marking you by how you act. Not by the things you say, not by the job you have, not by your career. Not because you look like a clean-cut woman on the outside. You in the same group with all the rest of them. Miss Classy in the group with the ratchet. In the group with the average worker. Y'all all in the same group. Because y'all all had the same situation with this one person. He see y'all the same. Think about that. For the same women who walk around, I'm a 10 because I have a PhD in my career and I have this amount of money in the bank and my credit score is this and that's why I'm a 10 and I'm over all these other women. Y'all all in the same group. All in the same group. Again, I think it's important that we keep that same energy that we have for when women come up and talk about this that we have for men. Because somehow, some ways, everybody always goes back and tries to blame the man out of every situation. We need to be able to tell women when they're wrong too. There's women who have come up and said they got 5 children, 6 children, 7 children, 4 children with 4 different we've had multiple videos talking about the same things, and somehow the women are always the victims. But when this man comes up and says he don't claim them, says he told them from the beginning that he didn't want them, and he's not going to be responsible for these children that he said that he did not want to, and nobody can force him to unless they obviously put him on child support. We looking at this man like he crazy. But we don't look at the women who say, oh yeah, I'm keeping my child away from their father and I'm taking him for child support just because he doesn't want to be with me. We don't have no energy for them. We don't see nothing that they wrong. Yeah, sis, do that. Protect your child's peace. That's what we say. That's what we say. We got to keep it. We can't be hypocrites. Like this thing says, house of hypocrites. We got to be real. Tell women when they're wrong just as much as we want to tell men that they're wrong. Because a lot of times men are told that they're wrong even in situations when they're not. It's crazy. And I got to say this might sound a little crazy, but just as much as this man has a part to play in having these children that, he laid down, he didn't put something on. He was absolutely there. He was absolutely a part of this situation and part of this equation. He is absolutely 50% at fault for this situation. But just as much as he's at fault, that other 50% is 100% on the woman as well. So is she. Because she did the same thing. She was there too. She didn't have no form of birth control either. And I think that it's especially wrong when a woman decides to have a child with a man who does not want to have a child with her, who does not want to be responsible for this child, and they do it anyway selfishly for themselves to either try to keep a relationship with a man, try to get into a relationship with a man, or because they need a companion and they want somebody that's going to love them unconditionally. And they're raising children in blatant situations that this man is not going to be around. It's not fair to the child. That's selfish. That's selfish. A lot of women are like, oh, you know what? I was doing the right thing. The right thing was to put a condom on with this man that you didn't know if you were going to be in a relationship with, that you weren't in a relationship with, or that you were sneaky linking with, so that you wouldn't have to be in that predicament. That was the right thing. There's a lot of children who are born out of circumstance that turn out to be great. And that's amazing, right? There's nothing more beautiful when you see like situations that look like, how did that great person come out of that crazy toxic or random situation or that random link up or relationship? Yes, that's true. However, we have to understand that in our community, especially, we are perpetuating the same cycle over and over again. Much more than others. Going out there, flinging it irresponsibly. I said it before, I have to say it again. Men, you have to protect your seed. That's your offspring. That's your bloodline out there. Regardless of you not wanting a connection, not wanting to be attached to, that's your seed. And it's way too precious to just be having out there in the world with no protection and no covering over it. And women, you need to protect your womb. See how that conversation is balanced? Because we're both sacred. We're both special. Very important. Very important. I want to know what y'all think about this in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions on this video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.